Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all well. Please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel because that would be greatly appreciated and mean a lot to me. And it would literally take you guys 2 seconds, if that. So if you could do that now, that would be amazing. Anyway, Lionel Sanders, who is he? Well, he's arguably one of the greatest triathletes currently on the planet, and you cannot knock his effort and commitment. He's one tough, hardcore bloke, and he goes to all sorts of extremes. He's even been known to cry through his workouts, which is just insane. Now, luckily for myself, he posts a lot of his workouts online, which makes it very easy to see what he gets up to on a daily basis. So I thought, why not do a day in the life of Lionel Sanders so I can just see for myself how hardcore he really is and see, can I hang with him? Well, that's a good question and we're going to find out. So without further ado, let's get into today's video and smash it. So the first session today is going to be a threshold bike ride, and it is going to be juicy to say the least. The main set is 7 by 8 minutes at threshold with only 2-minute recoveries between. So that is going to be tough. I don't know whether I'm going to do it inside or outside yet. I will see depending on the weather. Lionel did this at 370 watts, which I will not be doing. I'm probably going to aim for around that 340 to 350 watt range. I want to keep it consistent. I don't want to blow up. I don't want to die. Firstly, I've got to get changed. Wow, that was quick. But now we're all changed, we're going to get going. However, it wouldn't be a Lionel Sanders day in the life if we didn't start the day with a bowl of cereal. We've got some cornflakes, which are good. Let's hope it gives me some Lionel power on the bike. The first interval started really well. I imagined us going head to head with the man himself, and I tried to keep in the TT position as long as I possibly could. It's pretty tough though for lots of threshold work, as the tension starts to build up over time. The first effort was 341 watts for 8 minutes and 3 seconds, right around where I wanted to be. The subsequent efforts thereafter all stayed relatively consistent, with the highest effort reading 351 watts, which I was very happy with, apart from when it came to the end, and the last effort started to fall apart considerably, which is really not where I wanted to be. The effort and the load started to creep up on me, and the last interval read 321 watts, which is really not what I expected and not what I wanted to see. So there were some pretty big spikes within this workout, which isn't what you really want. You want it to be as consistent as possible. But what I found was when I was going down the hills, I was letting off the power, which was obviously then bringing my number down. And I was getting all like, oh my God, I'm losing my power. So then I surged back up. But having, 500 watt, 600 watt spikes within a threshold session is literally not what it's meant to be. So that was on me and my fault completely. But we managed to stay pretty consistent for the 7 efforts apart from the last one. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now, I wasn't particularly close to holding 370 watts, but I'm not really meant to be, am I? Lionel is a world champion. He's not world champion, but he's up there with the top guys in the world. So we have some work to do. Anyway, it's ticking along. It's going nicely. And that was a pretty long workout. I thought towards the end, my legs started to fatigue a little bit more, and they were starting to get tired and heavy, hence that last interval being lower than it should have been. But that's something that I think I need to work on. Having that consistency in the power at the beginning and at the end, especially in workouts like that. You want it to be as evenly paced as possible, not starting there and finishing here. And that's something that I've mentioned in other videos as well. We're now going to be going into a 1-hour run, which I think is relatively easy. Well, it's aerobic or upper aerobic, so I don't want to be pushing too hard. And I'll probably be doing this with the Bon, my dog, the German Shepherd, the absolute beast. So we're going to get going with that and see how that goes. And then we're finishing the day off with a swim, because it wouldn't be a Lionel's training day, would it, without having all 3 single disciplines. But yeah, let's get cracking and see how we get on. And it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Dog walk and run merged together saves time, clever thinking. The run ended up being just under 12 kilometres, which equates to just over 5 minutes per kilometre pace. So it was a nice little plod with the dog, the weather was good, and yeah, loving life. We then went to the pool in the evening, and what you're seeing is just my warm-up, and this is a mix of straight arm drills to help my rotation into then the last 10 metres of the length going into normal stroke. Working my rotation, as I've mentioned in other videos, is a key thing I'm working on at the moment, and there's lots of drills that I'm implementing into my sort of warm-up routine in the pool to help with this. I'm going to do another video on that at some point because I think it's really interesting and informative, and I'm actually working with a guy called Harry Needs, who is an ex-Olympic swimmer, which is really awesome, and I've got loads of key tips that I want to share with you guys as well. Right guys, so we have now successfully trained like Lionel Sanders for 1 whole day, and I've loved it. It's been amazing, been super informative, and I thought it was pretty cool and interesting. In terms of why I've not done a longer video and done this sort of challenge for longer, just because I want to focus on myself, I want to do the training that's best for me, and not just following some of the guys training. Because although he was one of the best in the world, his body is used to the load, acclimatized to the load, and he's used to that volume and intensity, and I'm not. So the longer I do a plan that's not meant for me, the worse off I'm going to be, and I want to sort of keep progressing myself. And although I love making these YouTube videos for you guys, I'm not really getting enough likes and views at the moment to make it worthwhile. And even if I was getting loads of likes and views, it's still not worth it because my sole focus is the training, not the YouTube videos. But if you did like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because that would be greatly appreciated. If you've got any comments, please drop them down below. If you've got any ideas of future videos, again, please drop it down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.